Yet again, events in the Middle East have made it patently clear how the tables of diplomacy could be instantly overturned by the fury of calculated violence. The incessant, punitive, and unprovoked Israeli strikes on Iranian territory, undertaken even as crucial talks were underway, are certainly aimed at shattering the possibility of dialogue itself. We are for effective engagement. We are for unconditional peace in the region. Because if we allow actions carried out with utter impunity, violating international law and eroding the norms that hold global order together, we will, of course, have a bleak future for all of us. Therefore, we have to have the courage to call on those with power and influence to speak plainly and act decisively to restrain further escalation. And of course, in Gaza, people do ask me, why do I continue to repeat this? It's a far distant land, but the ramifications here was pervasive, from the urban to the rural areas. The people expect us to voice out, to take steps. Of course, some even call for extreme measures. The most we need to do is, of course, to voice our concerns, to call for sanity to prevail. Because the relentless assault that continues against defenseless population and exacting a toll of human suffering just defies comprehension. You know, the staggering civilian casualties that we see every day, overwhelmingly women and children, demand far more than pious proclamations of concern. They require concerted international action to uphold humanitarian law, secure an immediate ceasefire, and ensure the unfettered delivery of aid to those in desperate need. The credibility of the so-called rules-based order is on trial. And of course, to our west, the unresolved tensions between Pakistan and India remain a delicate fault line. Their future hinges not only on old grievances, but also on present choices, whether to invest in stability or to continue edging towards the cusp of catastrophe. Elsewhere in the Asia-Pacific, the same pressures play out with different scripts. In the Taiwan Straits, the Korean Peninsula, and the South China Sea, familiar flashpoints flicker. And the ASEAN resolve is clear in terms of our strong position against the continued display of arrogance and by the North Korean regime. So here, as ever, we must insist on the primacy of dialogue over disruption, of law over disorder, of restraint over escalation. Malaysia believes the future of this region lies not in hardened blocks of fragile balances, but in a security architecture that is inclusive, predictable, one in which active non-alignment is not merely tolerated, but enabled to thrive. While we do not pretend to be able to reshape the region to fit our ideals, we can act to prevent worse outcomes. Stability is not guaranteed, but neither is chaos inevitable. What we do now, how we manage tensions, balance relationships, and defend our interests will decide how the region weathers the storm ahead. Terima kasih. Thank you.